സർ ഏറ്റവും മുകളിൽ കണ്ടില്ലേ
യൂണിവേഴ്സൽ പ്രയറല്ലേ പ്രയർ ചെയ്യാം പാടുണ്ടാവോ പാടുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഓക്കെ ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ പ്ലേ ചെയ്യാം ഇതില്ലാന്നുണ്ട് സാറില്ല ചേർന്നില്ല
അപ്പൊ ഒരു സൈലന്റ് പ്രയർ മാത്രം പോരെ അവരോട് ചോദിക്കണം
സുമേഷ് സാധനം സെറ്റാണ് വേണമെങ്കിൽ ആ ഓഡിയൻസ്
മ്യൂസിക് ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടോ
ആ പ്രയർ ഉണ്ട് പ്രയർ തന്നെ ഉണ്ട് അത് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ അത്
അവരോടൊന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ മതി സർ
അത് ഇവരുടെ അടുത്ത് പ്രയർ എൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് ലൈറ്റിംഗ് ലാമ്പും കാര്യങ്ങളൊന്നും ഇല്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു
ഇല്ല ലൈറ്റിംഗ് ലാമ്പ് ഇല്ല
ആ
രേഷ്മ ശരി ശരി ഇപ്പൊ വിളിക്കാം നമ്മൾ നട്ടുച്ചിട്ട് പ്രയർ വെക്കുവോ എൻ്റെ അറിവിലും ഇല്ല സർ
പരിപാടികൾക്ക് ലൈറ്റില്ലാണ്ട് നോർമലി ഒഴിവാക്കാറുണ്ട് രാവിലെ എല്ലാം ചെയ്യുന്നത് വിളക്കല്ല വിളക്കില്ല മറ്റേ സാധനം പ്രയർ സൈലന്റ് പ്രയർ മാത്രം മതിയാവും
അതാ ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കുന്നത് സൈലന്റ് പ്രയർ മാത്രം പോരേന്ന് അതൊക്കെ പറയാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല
അത് മതിയോ അത് സൈലന്റ് പ്രയർ മാത്രം മതിയല്ലോ വാലിഡിറ്റിക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും മെസ്സേജ് ചെയ്യാറ് പ്രയർ ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട് ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളോട് അല്ല ഒരു കാര്യം ചെയ്യാം പ്രയർ വേണമെങ്കിൽ ചെയ്യാം ഒന്ന് ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് ഓടിയോ സാധനം ചോദിച്ചിട്ട് ആ സാധനം കൊണ്ടു ഇന്ത്യയിലെ വണ്ടി ലോകം അവരാ ലോഗോ കുറച്ച് താഴ്ത്തുന്ന പറയാറുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മാത്രം പറയൂ.
അങ്ങേര് പറയും ഇപ്പോൾ പ്രെയർ വെക്കൂ. രേഷ്മ നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ പ്രെയർ വെക്കാറില്ല. സൈലന്റ് പ്രെയർ മാത്രം നമുക്ക് വേണമെങ്കിൽ
ഹലോ
I request everyone to be kindly seated. Please be seated. We'll be beginning the program. I want the presenters and the coordinators of the program to be present in the hall. Innate presenters and coordinators, please come to the hall as quickly as possible. The presenters and coordinators of today's program should be present in the hall.
I request the audience to be kindly seated. Please take your seats. As you have maintained discipline all these 2 days, I request you to maintain discipline today as well, because we have guests and dignitaries from outside, and how we behave and deal with people and situation describes our culture. So I want you to maintain discipline, not play with your mobile phones or keep poking your mobile phones or sleeping. Please sit in a respectful manner and listen to what the experts have to say. And similarly, program കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് എല്ലാ ഡിഗ്നിറ്ററീസും ഡയസും ഇറങ്ങി കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് മാത്രമാണ് ഓഡിയൻസ് ഹാളിന് പുറത്ത് പോകാൻ പാടുള്ളൂ. Okay. So I want you to get up and just go away after the anthem. Please wait until the dignitaries leave the hall and then you leave in a very organized manner. And similarly, please put your mobile phones in silent mode. We are about to begin the program, and those who are standing here and there, kindly be seated. Please be seated. The program is about to begin in a while. I want all the student coordinators to be present in the hall. Navneet K, Sandra S, Unitan, Shan Santosh, Shahjah Khan, Arun Subramanian, Adityan MS, Siddharth N.I., Muhammad Raihan, Abina, all of them should be present. Similarly, those who have presented a paper should be in the hall. We shouldn't have any confusion when we call the people to take the certificates. Innate presenters are those who are presented today. They should be in the hall. And please maintain your discipline and dignity. is here. I want you to maintain silence and please be seated.
I invite the honorable dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the dais. Dr. H.N. Nagaraja, Dr. Jacob Joseph, Dr. K. Simon, Commander Anup Padman, Dr. R. Gauri. Kindly take your seats on the dais. Dr. Kanna Sukumaran, kindly take your seat on the dais, sir. Good evening. We have reached the final reflective moment of what has been a profoundly insightful and productive gathering. The valedictory section of this International Maritime Conference, our ocean, our obligation, our opportunity. Over these past days, we have navigated complex currents of thought. We have chartered conversations on maritime security, sustainable ocean governance, and the innovative technologies shaping the future of our blue economy. The collective wisdom in this room, from admirals to academics, from policymakers to industry leaders, has not only shared knowledge but has helped forge a clearer course for collaborative action. May the conclusions we draw here today resonate far beyond these walls, ensuring safer, secure, and sustainable seas for generations to come.
As a mark of respect to our founder chairman, late Shri P.K. Das, I request everyone to rise and observe a minute's silence. Thank you. Now, respectfully call upon Advocate A.P. Unnikrishnan, Senior Faculty from Nehru Academy of Law, to formally welcome our guests and present the core concept and vision of our gathering.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, esteemed dignitaries, honored of the days, delegates, faculty members, and my dear students. It's a great privilege and honor to stand before you today as asked at this valedictory function, marking the culmination of this significant event. At the outset, let me extend my warm welcome to our chairman, Advocate P. Krishnadas, and the CEO, Dr. P. Krishna Kumar, in their absence. I extend a warm welcome to Professor H.N. Nagaraja, Executive Director, Academics and Administration, the President of the function, to preside over the meeting. I extend a special warm welcome to our Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Jacob Joseph, Professor and Associate Dean, Postgraduate Studies, Sabita College of Law, Finance Dean to the University Chennai. We are deeply honored to have you with us today. I also extend a special welcome to the guest of honor, Professor Dr. K. Simon, who is currently serving as Director, Albert's Maritime Institute, Columbus City, as well as the Independent Director as the Board of Lakshadweep Development Corporation Limited. Sir, your presence and insights will surely enlighten us We are deeply honored to have you with us today to share your wisdom. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to Commander Anup Patman, who has been with us from the beginning of the sessions, directing staff, Maritime Welfare Society Kochi. Sir, your presence is truly an inspiration for all of us. We have with us our beloved principal, Professor Dr. Soni Vijayan. But for the guidance, support, and the determination, this conference would not have been materialized. I heartfully welcome you, ma'am. I extend a hearty welcome to Dr. Gana Sukumaran, Director, Jawaharlal Business School. I heartfully welcome Professor Dr. R. Gauri, Director, Research, Accreditation and Ranking of Nehru Group of Institutions. We have with us a galaxy of eminent academicians and professors and head of various institutions under Nehru Group. But first, I welcome Professor Dr. N. Gunasekaran, Principal, Jawaharlal College of Engineering and Technology. I also welcome Professor Dr. K.G. Ajit Kumar, Principal, P.K. Das, Liberal College of Arts and Science. My heartfelt welcome to Dr. Ganapati Kamath, Principal, Nehru College of Architecture. I extend a warm welcome to Mr. Prabhakaran, Training Manager, Jawaharlal Aviation Institute. I also would like to extend a warm welcome to Professor Dr. P.D. Sebastian, Director, Nehru Academy of Law. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to Professor Dr. Subhash T. Plathotam, Professor, Nehru Academy of Law. I extend a warm welcome to Assistant Professor Mr. Divish, Program Coordinator. I extend a warm welcome to all the delegates, faculty members, staff, students to this function. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We are truly privileged to invite Professor Dr. H.N. Nagaraja, Executive Director, Academics and Administration, NGI, for the Presidential Address.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Respected Chief Guest of today's function, Professor Jacob Joseph, Guest of Honors, Professor Dr. K. S. Simon, Commander Anup Padman P., respected Director of Accreditation and Ranking, Dr. Gauri Madam, respected Principal of Law College, Dr. Soni Vijayan Madam, Dr. Sukumaran, Principal of JCT, Dr. Gunasekaran, Principals of various sister concern institutions who are sitting in the front row, delegates from various institutions, faculty members of NGA sister concern institutions, and my dear student friends. At the very outset, I first of all express my sincere congratulations as well as thanks to Dr. Soni Vijayan Madam, who is leading this show, though all our NGA sister concern institutions have joined hands in organizing this 3 days in national conference on NALIMC, that means Nehru Academy of Law International Maritime Conference 2025. I was just wondering, being a law college, why they have taken this. Then later I came to know that it's a combination of all the institutions put together. They are conducting this particular activity. Friends, no problem. As far as this particular theme of the conference is concerned, really it is very much required, and it's rather hot topic of the day. The reason is, as far as conference in general is concerned, it provides a platform for all of you, particularly the young minds, to come on a single platform wherein academicians, researchers, industrialists, and thought-provoking speakers will be arriving on a single platform, which is a great opportunity for the students to exchange your views and to learn something more. Because within the classrooms, any institution for that matter, we cannot provide everything. Always the published or the printed books only is being delivered, keeping in view the examination ahead of them. But as far as the technology, science and all is concerned, it is tremendously growing. If you just consider a decade or maximum 2 decades, so enormous changes you are finding in every field. So if you talk of electronic revolutions and all, so electronic revolution 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Industry revolution, if you say industry 1.0, industry 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, now it's 5.0 like that. In every, so even in the communication sector and all, so it is 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G like that. How many Gs are going to come, we are not sure. But for all these things, when development is taking place, your students require some exposure. That exposure you will get only in a platform like this. So either seminar, symposium, workshops, conference, either at national level or international level. When you do it at international level, as you very well know, particularly the Western countries are moving very ahead of all of us, so particularly in the science and technology. And on the eastern side only, of course, or we can say northern side, China, Japan, so are in this side, and western side, European countries and America are going very fast. So that is why it is very difficult to cope up with the advancement. So whether it is space sector, India, for example, in the space sector, so it is going so fast that it is the, in some of the space activities, we are number 1. So, or in general, we can say we are at the 3rd position as far as the space activities are concerned, next to America and China. Similarly, as far as startups and all are concerned, we can openly say that we are number 1. So, as far as the growth of the development of startups and other innovations are concerned. So, agriculture sector, anything and everything. So, in short, if I have to say, so in future, you will not be traveling by land or by road, so you will be traveling by air, not using the present flight and all. So it may be air taxi like Ola and Uber you are booking, and you will be traveling that. And even there will be a ship not traveling on the sea as such, on the water as such, it is airship. So it will be above the water surface, all along the sea, all along the ocean only it will be traveling, but not touching the water as such. That we call it as airship. Similarly, so starship will also be there. You will be thrown to the space like a airship, like a missile, exactly similar to missile. You will be rather pushed to the air surface, and you will be reaching the other destiny. Maximum time you will be taking. This may be taking little 20 to 30 years time, but definitely you will be airlifted and you will be traveling from one part of the world to another part of the world, maximum 45 minutes. So that is what the ultimate transportation sector and all. Electric vehicle will be coming, as I told you, and even Hyperloop. Hyperloop will be traveling up to 980 kilometers per hour, but right now already 660 kilometers per hour has already been tested between Bombay and Pune as such. So like that, within a year or so, you will be seeing the Hyperloop also well within India. India is one of the fastest country, friends, so which is moving particularly in the science and technology sector, advancing like anything that has led to the growth of economy. So as already you have witnessed, India is the fastest growing economy in the entire world with 6.4 to 7.4. So GDP growth as such. Now the first quarter is 7.8, already it has reached. So with this speed, so definitely already we are in the 4th position, we are shortly reaching the higher goal. So why I am telling all these things is, this particular international conference, so in the past 3 days, so including today, so many people who have come all over from different parts of the world, who have presented papers, who have shared their expertise, whether it is research, innovative expertise and all with you, and they have placed before you their achievements and also their views as such. So this has thrown limelight on you people what you are supposed to. So when I say India is moving very fast, it's because of your own brothers, sisters and parents' contribution. But what is left to you? So you will have to take it to further heights. So you will have to take India to further heights, and you have to show that India in no way inferior to anybody. Once upon a time we were treated as third rates. So we are still in the developing stage, but very shortly we will become the developed state as such. So this is possible, as I have told you, because of the innovation and research. This innovation and research in colleges like engineering, architecture or law college, all innovations. Even some of you are from the law stream, so even in law also there are many innovations are required. So if 512 sections are there, and according to literature it is 575 also it is showing, whatever may be, but many amendments are required even in the law sector also. So even in the law, for example, whatever sections earlier was there, it was only civil law or criminal law. Now cyber law has come, so then IPR, so intellectual property rights has come, space law, additional specialization, space law is also there, sports law is also there, environmental law is also there, so technology law is also there. Like that, when development is taking place, all these one after another, these laws have been introduced, and that is for you people, and there is opportunity for you to take in different sectors, different studies. Ultimately amendments are required, ultimately changes are required for the progress of the country and world as a whole. So all these, and coming to again maritime, it is navigation, that means related to sea and the people who are staying nearby sea. So the study related to, if you consider the sea itself, so all along the western coast, all along the eastern coast of South India, we have two Arabian Sea as well as Bay of Bengal. Ultimately it is leading to Indian Ocean. Whatever it may be, all along the sea, if you see, there will be coastal developments, too much research is going on. So even the fishes available in the coastal, so what for these fishes are utilized? What are that means medicinal advantages of these fishes? What are the resources available, dead resources available in the sea, how it can be utilized, whether it is for different ornaments as such, even shell and all used for that, and fishes as I have told you. So there is multiple resources of the coastal resources are there that can be explored in the college level and all as a research and innovation as such. And of course, as far as industrial development is concerned, all along the marine engineering, I was talking to chief guest and guest of honors before coming here. So if we start the marine engineering course, will there be any takers? Will it be having any scope as such? So all of them have said yes, definitely there is a scope. And as far as India is concerned, so particularly in the defense sector, Navy, Army as well as Air Force, huge amount is being invested, and there is a wide scope in the naval sector also. So whether it is in terms of shipbuilding or working all along the coastal for one or the other reason. So why, friends, I am telling all these things is, these type of conferences, as I told you, provides a platform. You people have to utilize this. It's not simply listening or going back. Each and every speaker's presentation and their experiences, whatever they are sharing, you will have to take. It may go tangential, no doubt. You as a student, you will not be understanding, but even if it goes tangential, for having heard that name, tomorrow once again if you are hearing that, or tomorrow if you are listening by some speakers, or you are reading in the literature, so it will flash that yes, these were the words. In what way it is? You have to go deep into it, you have to study and you have to explore, so that definitely you will find your future. So future destiny nobody knows. So you people can become anything and everything. So that means, so sky is the limit. When a chaiwala can become the Prime Minister, so anything and everything is possible. A person born in Rameshwaram, a very remote village, from a very poorest family, has become the President of India. So that is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Similarly from Kerala, so R.K. Narayanan has become the President. He was also coming from a poor family. So what I intend to tell you is, if you people have some destiny, some dream, so that dreams can be definitely transformed into reality. That is what NGI is doing all these years. 1968, our first aeronautical college was started from our founder chairman Shri P.K. Dasji. From 68 onwards, we are not looking back, and as on today, we are having 25 institutions. All these 25 institutions in one or the other way, so helping the students and striving for the development of the students, showing you people a right path for your betterment as such. So when all these facilities are provided by our faculty members and the management, you people have to make use of it, and you have to show to the world that in no way you are inferior to anybody. So thereby you can bring laurel to the institute as well as laurel to your family. I only wish that, so in future also, whatever the programs are being conducted, make use of it, and once again mold your life, your future, and so as to have a sigh of relief. Take country to the better level as such, and keep always your parents happy, keep always your teachers happy. Wish you all the best. Thank you once again. I congratulate the entire team led by Soni Madam and the principals of all the NGI sister concern institutions for having shared their guidance and suggestions in making this event a grand success. Wish you all the best. Thank the chief guest and the guest of honors for having taken strain and pain in coming over here. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We are privileged to introduce our chief guest, a distinguished scholar, Dr. Jacob Joseph, Professor of Law and Associate Dean for Postgraduate Studies, Savita School of Law, Chennai. With an illustrious career spanning over 2 decades in legal academia, Dr. Joseph has been a stalwart at premier institutions like the West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences in Kolkata and the National University of Advanced Legal Studies in Kochi. His scholarly influence extends globally, evidenced by his recent role as a visiting academic at the University of Wollongong in Australia. It is an honor to invite Dr. Jacob Joseph for the valedictory address.
President of this valedictory session, Professor Dr. H.N. Nagaraja, Executive Director, Academics and Administration, Nehru Group of Institutions. Guest of honor of this function, Professor Dr. K.S. Simon, Independent Director of Lakshadweep Development Corporation. Guest of honor, Commander Anup Patman, Dr. R. Gauri, Director, Research, Accreditation and Ranking, Nehru Group of Institutions. Dr. Soni Vijayan, Principal of Nehru Academy of Law. Other respected principals of Nehru Group of Institutions, sister concerns. Other distinguished academics and members of faculty of these institutions. Delegates of this conference, and my dear students. At the outset, let me congratulate the Nehru Group of Institutions, particularly the management of these institutions, for organizing this international conference on maritime law. Let me also congratulate the principal of this institution, Dr. Soni Vijayan, who is also my good friend, for conceiving this idea, and also congratulate the other principals for working as a team along with Dr. Soni Vijayan and taking this conference to its successful completion. Let me thank you for giving me this opportunity to be the guest of honor for this valedictory function. For the last 2 days, you have been deliberating on various issues that cut across the borders. Like you have been discussing on maritime security, you have been discussing on shipping and trade, we have been talking about environmental protection in the maritime space. We have been talking about fisheries governance and other related areas. One thing you need to keep in mind is that these are not merely academic questions. These are questions that lie at the heart of global peace. These are questions that lie at the heart of economic prosperity. And these are also questions that lie at the heart of sustainable development. In fact, as you know, oceans do not divide us, they connect us. It's an important connecting factor that connects the people in this globe. And they sustain more than 80% of the global commerce, but the importance of the oceans does not end there. The oceans sustain vital ecosystems, and it also provides livelihood to millions of people. So it is in that context, it is very important and it is timely that the Nehru Group of Institutions has taken the lead to organize this kind of a seminar. And when it comes to our country, India, oceans are vital for India, not only for commercial reasons, but it is also important for India for strategic purposes, and it is also important for India from an ecological perspective also. So keeping this in mind, you will see in the past few years, the government of India has taken various initiatives to strengthen its maritime vision. As some of you must have already come across, we have this Sagarmala project, which the government has initiated to spur the port-led development and logistic-led development in our country. You also have the Maritime Vision 2030, which the government has developed. And this Maritime Vision 2030 of the Government of India sets a roadmap, in fact, for modernizing our shipping sector and also the port infrastructure in our country. And internationally, if you look at India, India has always been an active voice for the principle of SAGAR, S-A-G-A-R, which means security and growth for all in the region. So India has been one of the front runners when it comes to advocating for ocean governance as something not for advancing commerce, but also for sustaining global peace, maintaining global peace, ensuring prosperity at the global level, and for ensuring growth for all persons in the world. So the discussions that we had in the past 2 days should not end up here. It should not confine to these four walls. I hope and pray that these discussions and deliberations, in the light of all these reasons, is taken outside these four walls, taken outside Lekidi, taken outside Palakkad, and the ideas and concepts and visions that have been shared here during the past 3 days by the who's who of the maritime sector in India. We have had so many distinguished personalities. I congratulate the organizers for bringing in the who's who of all the stalwarts of the maritime legal sector in India for this conference. And the vision and the ideas that have been shared during the past 2 days, we should take it forward so that it influences policy making, it influences law making, and ensures peace, prosperity, and development for the humankind. So, thanking you all for your patient listening and thanking you all for the opportunity to address you in this function. I conclude. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
We are privileged to welcome Professor Dr. K.A. Simon, a renowned marine engineer, educator, and maritime expert who served 12 years at sea as chief engineer at the Shipping Corporation of India, holding senior roles in the Directorate General of Shipping, retiring as Deputy Chief Surveyor cum Senior Deputy Director General. Currently, he is the Director of Albert's Maritime Institute and Independent Director on the Board of Lakshadweep Development Corporation Limited. Professor Dr. Simon is a recipient of the Eminent Engineer Award and the Outstanding Contribution to Maritime Training Award by the Ministry of Shipping, Government of India. With all reverence, I invite Dr. K.A. Simon to address the gathering.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Good evening, everybody. Respected President of this function, Professor Dr. Nagaraja, the Chief Guest of the day, Professor Dr. Jacob Joseph, Guest of Honor, Commander Anup Patnam, more than anybody else, Dr. Soni, Advocate Dr. Soni, rest of the dignitaries on and off the dais, the luminaries sitting in front of me, faculty members, non-teaching staff, and my dear students. At the outset, let me thank your principal, Dr. Soni, for having invited me to come and address you all today this evening. I deem it as an honor that she has extended to me by virtue of having her husband as a marine engineer. I am also very happy to see that the maritime matters are being dealt here the last 3 days' time. Generally, people don't talk about maritime matters, or to be precise, seafarers and ships. It's only recently people have started opening their eyes. Otherwise, ships are out of sight, seafarers out of sight. They are not seen. So they are forgotten, mostly. You remember or you talk about ships only when there is some oil pilferage, leakage, pollution, or sinking or death. Only then people get up and start blaming the seafarers operating those ships. But you can see a change now. Government of India themselves, they give a lot of importance to ports and port operations and shipping. Incidentally, I must say that there was a shipping or maritime conclave happening at Kochi yesterday and day before yesterday. I was involved in that. I could find an awakening of the public to understand shipping and the shipping industry in general. Incidentally, I must say that you are lawyers sitting here in front of me. I am not a lawyer. The knowledge of lawyers about maritime matters has also been very less in the past. It is fast changing, of course. As a surveyor and as shipping master, in the 80s and 90s, I used to conduct enquiries into shipping casualties. Sometimes you may have to put penalty on the ships and shipping company, for which, as a surveyor, as a government officer, I had no power. You have to go to the court. You have to go to the chief judicial magistrate to have the verdict done by him. I've been to the court several times for this work, and I found that they are blissfully ignorant of what is happening in shipping. They are not even able to read and understand the report, the technical report about the shipping casualty. So much so, to say an example, we call the left side of the ship port side and starboard side. That's the terminology used. So the chief judicial magistrate called me to his chamber and asked, what is this port and starboard mean? I said, sir, it is left and right. Then why don't you call it left and right? Why you call it port and starboard? I had no answer. And that particular casualty was with regard to pollution of Cochin port by spillage of oil from the ship. In my report I had written the oil spillage took place during the cow operation. Cow means crude oil washing. And again, the Chief Judicial Magistrate summons me to his chamber and says, "You tell me, what is this cow doing on a ship? Why did you carry a cow from the ship?" I said, "Sir, it's not that, it's an operation being done." So the point, the long and short of what I am trying to say is, the technical knowledge of the law authorities were not adequate even to understand what is happening on both ships. Today during lunchtime I was telling my friends that during my days at World Maritime University, I studied there for a couple of years, and I also attended a course, short-term course those days, on maritime law. So we had a renowned faculty member coming from Canada to teach that subject. His name was, I still remember, Professor Dr. Edgar Gold. I remember how he started the class. He says, "You all are technical officers, marine engineers, master mariners and so on. You all are like mathematicians. If you ask a mathematician what is 2 plus 2, his answer will be very precise. 2 plus 2 is 4.000. You ask the same question to a politician, he will say 2 plus 2, well, it's somewhere around 4. At the end he comes to the lawyer, he says, you ask a lawyer, what is 2 plus 2? He will say, how much you want that to be, I will make it. If you want to make it 5, I will make it 5. If you want to make it 3, I will do so. So that's a lawyer, he says. But one point I learned from those days is that a lawyer, particularly a maritime lawyer, has to have an analytical mind to find out what went wrong and what happened before and during the casualty that occurred. He himself was telling me one incident. There was a collision of 2 vessels, 2 ships in river Thames. What do you do generally when there is an accident? Even on road, you start blaming each other. You start calling names. Same thing happens at sea also. One captain said, you are responsible. The other fellow said, they both went to the court and then it was going on for some time. There was no solution. Then it is Gold. He was called. He was a lawyer. He was called to London. He studied the case. And then at the end he said, why are you fighting with each other? You join hands and fight with the Queen of England. They did not understand for some time. What's that? The reason is, there was a curve, there was a turning where there was no light. That was supposed to be provided by the Queen of England, UK, which was not there. This point that as the reason for the fundamental reason for the fault. And that is what precisely was done by them. They joined hands and sued the Queen of England. Both of them got benefited. The point is, you should analyze matters. Generally in shipping, it is not that easy to analyze and study things. Shipping is a very complicated business. Like they say, that the ship could be owned by Norwegians, financed by Switzerland, built in Korea, insured in UK, operated by Indian officers and Filipino crews, carrying cargo from, say, Japan to Brazil. And so many nationalities are involved. So when there is a problem, it is not that easy to find out who is responsible, who is to be caught. One burning example is right in on the coast of Kerala, where MSC Elsa 3. You all know about it. That ship had problem, containers fell overboard. Ultimately, people thought MSC is the owner. MSC is a big shipping company. Actually, they are not the owners. If you want to catch them, It's not that easy to catch. They will wash their hands off, and they did it. They did that. We are not the owners. Owners are somebody else. But they were constrained with so many other things because they had other ships, sister vessels coming there. So they paid some compensation here, there, but then they were not happy. At one stage they said, we are not the owners. You go and catch the owner. You go to the MSC company, they wash their hands off. They say that we have just hired the ship or chartered the ship. The real owner is the one who is responsible for making the arrangements. You may at the end land up, say, somewhere in Greece, looking for the owner, actual owner, and you'll only see a closed room somewhere with a brass name with the company, the owner company. It's difficult to catch, it's a very slimy business. This is what I have understood being in shipping for some time with regard to the legal matters. Now, coming to the other matters, I was mentioning about the legal aspects. I always felt that there should be Admiralty Court. Of course, it is now coming in existence. The court should be manned with people who knows shipping, who can understand what is going on. In Cochin, I was in Cochin for quite some time as shipping master as well as the surveyor, nearly a decade. I had so many bad experiences dealing with the court. I don't know if I can say all that because you are all lawyers. In one case, the chief judicial magistrate was telling me, don't come to me very often like this with fire on that ship and then death in this ship. It's not my job, he told me. I said, sir, it's a constitutional requirement. I know you have constitutional experts in front of me. I said, sir, it's there. You are supposed to do that final inquiry. I mean, we only can do the preliminary inquiry. The formal investigation can only be done by them. It's an additional work for me that magistrate was telling me. I said, what can I do, sir? It is, can you pay me for that additional? I said, I have no provision to make any payment. I am only running an office here. I have my boss sitting in Chennai, the principal officer MMD. I can only ask him if there is any provision. But for which, sir, you need to give me a letter in writing, which he did. He gave me a letter. So I did. I sent that to principal officer, my boss, at that time. He went through that. He says, yes, I never heard such things. A magistrate asking for additional payment. What he did was he sent that letter to the legal some department. Ultimately, it landed up. It went to Trivandrum. From there it came to the High Court of Kerala. The Chief Justice read that letter. He summoned the magistrate to the High Court and fired him. He said, how can you write such nonsense and all that? He sent him away. Not knowing all these details, 1 week later I went to the Chief Judicial Magistrate. I was standing there, he said, come. He told me, you see, I gave you a letter. If you can't make the payment, why should you tell the whole world about it, So that was his reaction. And as we were talking, sitting in his chamber, tea came, and then cup of tea for him and another cup of tea for me. He says, this is not for MMD surveyor. The tea is for Mr. Simon, that's all. Not for MMD. Well, I said the story, this is my experience, which happened a few decades back. All these are to be taken into account for future. My young generation sitting in front of me should understand the maritime law, and you should be able to analyze and then take decisions. Mind you, you have to ultimately do justice. You have to maintain and uphold the sublime principles of justice at the end. That's all I want to say this evening. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you for inviting me to this conference.
Thank you, sir. Our guest of honor brings a rare and valuable perspective shaped by his experience in naval operations and advanced legal studies. Commander Anup Padman, Indian Navy, currently serves as directing staff at the prestigious Maritime Warfare Center, Kochi. With all reverence, I invite Commander Anup Padman for the special address.
Warm good evening to all of you. Professor Dr. Nagaraja, Chief Guest Dr. Jacob Joseph, Guest of Honor Dr. Simon, Professor Dr. Gauri, and Principal, Nehru Academy of Law, Dr. Soni Vijay, dignitaries in the audience, the teaching staff and faculty at various Nehru Group of Institutions, and my dear students. I've already interacted with you in the morning, and I believe I've spoken quite much in depth, so I wouldn't take much of your time. But I just will take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to the entire team, the people who have worked on stage and the people who have worked off stage, because it is not without your hard work, dedication and sincere efforts that this seminar could have become such a wonderful event. I am somebody who has sat through 3 days and have witnessed your efforts in quite close proximity. So I can say that with a lot of confidence that everybody who has worked behind this event has put in their heart and soul, and their hard work is commendable. I would extend my extreme gratitude to Professor Dr. Soni Vijay for giving me an opportunity to come here and interact with all of you. The time that I spent here was something that I would never forget because of the kind of interaction that I have had. Advocate Salab is here, Professor Sumesh is here. There are people who have so much of work in their own hand, but they have gone out of their way to make, because I have had to make some bizarre requirements because of some inefficiencies at my end, but all that was catered for. They ensured that I am completely comfortable and ready for my speech here. These interactions actually teach me a lot, and I was, I would say, I was completely overwhelmed with the love and support that I received at these institutions. I actually was, planning to stop here, but after hearing Dr. Simon's sharing his experiences, I thought I should just add on one more small aspect of it, is because whatever was said is something that personally I have also experienced, and this is something when I was learning my international maritime law at Indy, something that came to my mind, that if you have to become a successful lawyer and a successful practicing lawyer, and be it not just in maritime field, be it in any field, it is important to have comprehensive knowledge of almost everything. And to become a lawyer, that means you have no idea what you will be dealing with. So you need to have, starting from simple things like, not exactly simple things, but something like topics like psychology, of how a human mind is working now, and not just talking about a criminal mind, even how a victim would have behaved in a particular situation. 2, the technical complexities which Simon said was talking about with respect to what happens inside a bilge, for example, whether there was a need to pump out, what is the understanding, what do you understand by ballasting or deballasting, what affects the stability of a ship, what happens when the sea is rough, what happens when you have multiple ships maybe passing through a very busy strait, a choke point, strategic choke point, what happens when you have a warship calling on you, which are the waters that you're operating, what are your rights, how do you exercise, if you have a particular crew, now he's gone, behaving in a particular manner, how do you handle him, if there's a crime that has happened in your ship, how do you, so you have to, sitting in land and to practice or to, talk in favor of, or to argue in favor of or against a particular person, you need to literally put yourself in that situation. And this practical experience you may never have because it's not possible to learn everything. So there is a need for you to develop at this stage and a curiosity to start thinking on those, because now your brains are at 120% efficiency. If you put your heart and soul into things, you will be able to understand things, and through these mediums like your seminars and workshops, you will get to interact with people who've been there, like Dr. Simon, who has spent enough time at sea. You will be able to learn from their experiences, ask them doubts, have a license so that you can give a call once you make a contact. You can thereafter give a call and take that knowledge. So and in today's world, the knowledge is on your fingertip. I'm sure all of you are experts at technology. All of you are aware about to use ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, and all kinds of AI softwares. So knowledge is, or I would say information is on your fingertips. How to use that information to gain knowledge and to gain wisdom is something, it is that craft that you need to learn. And that comes from a lot of hunger. So, in fact, Dr. Jacob also spoke on the same lines on how you need to develop yourself. Why, the reason why, maybe all three of us spoke on those same lines is because we have a lot of hope in the young generation who's sitting here. You are the guys who's going to build India into the superpower that at least I want India to grow into. You are the guys who will ensure that we are thriving at all fields, because Nehru Group of Institutions, in my little time that I spent, I understood that there's no area that you're not touching upon. You are developing experts in almost all fields, in which a young professional can get into. So the hope that we have, not just on the students, on the group of institutions, because your teachers are sitting right ahead, is very much, and the energy that I saw, the infectious energy that I experienced while during my stay here, tells me that our country is in safe hands. I would hope that next time if I get a chance to come here, I will have more questions to answer, so I'll keep my speech short and answer more questions. Thanks a lot. May God bless you all with lots of success, love, health and happiness. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
I now invite Professor Dr. R. Gauri, Director, Research, Accreditations and Ranking, for the felicitation.
Very good evening to one and all. Most respected Chief Guest of today's program, Guest of Honor, our most respected Naraja Sir, Executive Director, Academic and Administration of NGI, Head of the Institution of the Sister Concerns of NGI, Director, Nehru Academy of Law, the convener of the conference, the principal of Nehru Academy of Law, Dr. Soni Vijayan, faculty, staff members, and the participants, the paper presenters, invited talk members, my dear students, and ladies and gentlemen. Across all 3 days, you have come across with various sessions, and you have also listened to the talks from the eminent speakers who were giving you a lot of inputs, and this is the platform where you have shared your thoughts. Only one thing is, after the conference is over, we should not truncate or stop our communication. We should continue our communication so that the works can again combinedly more effectively can be done. The research work onto this. So this is one thing which I will request the audience, that is the participants, and also the various presenters who have come from various other places, to continue your communication so that you can furthermore do the best in this maritime law. Both technical as well as legal aspects, you can do more achievements, you can evolve into more achievements also. As we have done with that, all these proceedings and the selected papers, some of the selected papers will be published in a well-reputed journals. Right, necessary steps will be taken by the convener of the conference. She might have addressed to you all. So this time we might have gone with the proceedings with abstract. In due course of time, the detailed publications might be asked and you people will be able to send off, and then the process of reviewing it and everything will be taken care, and finally the publications will happen as per the norms, right, without compromising on the quality, right. So with these words, I thank you all, and I thank the Chief Guest and Guest of Honor for sparing their valuable time to come over here and enlightening us with the words of your wisdom. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Dr. Kanal Sukumaran, Director of Management Studies, to offer his felicitations.
Dignitaries on the dais and of the dais, delegates of the conference, faculty and students. Nehru Group of Institutions have been always on the forefront in disseminating knowledge. Perhaps in South India, I think this is the only institution or the group institution that has been disseminating knowledge through providing various educational courses, right from the medicine, engineering, management, law, pharmacy, nursing, etc., something like that. We all can be proud of making the Nehru Group of Institutions prominent in the educational landscape. As far as this conference is concerned, I think it has set a bar, a higher bar, one more feather on the crown of Nehru Group of Institutions. And I, being from the management studies, the law department or the Nehru Academy of Law has set the standard too high to emulate, so that we all also will fall in the line in keeping the banner or keeping the flag of Nehru Group of Institutions very, very, very high. And as far as this conference is concerned, I think around 50 papers have been discussed and elaborated, and I congratulate all the paper presenters and as well as the team with the Nehru Academy of Law. And in the presidential speech, Nagaraja sir, our executive director, has pointed about the macroeconomy, the way in which Indian economy has been going forward, the euphoria generated during the last many, many years of reform measures, and definitely maritime economy or marine economy also is playing its role in contributing to the overall economic development of the country. So today, over last 3 days, we discussed about the environment, sustainability, marine economy, sustainability development goals, etc. like that. So definitely, through bringing all the experts in this field under Nehru Group of Institutions, Kerala, I think we have set a higher standard, and we, on behalf of the management studies where I belong, etc., we also assure that means definitely all the conferences coming into the field, etc., we would be keeping the flag of Nehru Group of Institutions high. So on these occasions, I congratulate Soni Vijayan, Dr. Soni Vijayan, and an expert of its team under the able guidance of Dr. Sebastian and his team, etc. We did very well, and definitely more and more conferences are expected from the House of Nehru Group of Institutions. With these words, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Professor Dr. N. Gunashekharan, Principal, Jawaharlal College of Engineering and Technology, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everybody. Dignitaries on and off the dais, delegates, invitees, organizing committee members, students and friends. we are indeed very happy to be part of this conference. The reason being, it creates a confidence. We thank the organizing committee headed by Dr. Soni Vijayan for having chosen a very niche area, the maritime law, which is the need of the hour to create more and more confidence among all of us. I see it a little different from the perspective here is, the confidence does not come just like that. It comes from the confluence of people, and the confluence of people who take up the discussions and put forward the thoughts to the participants of the conference. So the conference has already done it so. I understand lots and lots of students have focused on this particular niche area, which is chosen for the reason maybe Dr. Soni Vijayan's husband is a maritime engineer and hopefully has influenced this kind of a law is very important. But if you look at 200 years back, Indians have done wonderfully well in the economy, contributed from the maritime. We were number one in terms of various things before 200 years. Probably this kind of a maritime law would have prevented the outsiders to land in India and steal so much of things from India and say that they are doing well today. Hopefully, this maritime law conference which we have taken today will make a way forward and make a few of our students who are sitting here, make them a doctorate in maritime law. Hopefully, this makes a way forward. The reason being, one such conference which I have attended on quality arena have made me an expert, or otherwise I should say a PhD in quality engineering. I met one professor, Dr. Subhash Babu from IIT Bombay. He was the speaker in one of the conference on the quality engineering. Later, he himself was the PhD examiner, and I told him that because of the inspiration that you gave me, I took this topic and today I made it. And he said, the lifetime I'll remember, and he is in touch with me even after completing so many decades. And thankfully, few doctorates are sitting here today, and maybe in another few years of time, we will find one or two doctorates in the maritime law. And thank the organizers, particularly Soni Vijayan, for having made this wonderful arrangements for 3 days. I'm sorry I could not make 2 days of time here, but I will learn from others. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you everybody for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Professor Dr. K.G. Ajit Kumar, Principal, Pikedas Liberal College of Arts and Science, to address the gathering.
Most respected dignitaries on the rise and off the rise, my dear young, energetic and aspiring minds, I am really thankful to the organizer for giving me an opportunity to make this felicitation on this occasion. See, for the past 3 days, we are witnessing a remarkable event entitled the International Maritime Conference 2025, organized by the Nehru Law Academy. See, first of all, I should congratulate the team, the entire team, Nehru Academy Law, for organizing the event. Under the leadership of Dr. Soni Vijayan Madam, for meticulously planning and well execution of this event. So I am appreciating all of you effort, Madam. See, your different departments like your food committee, accommodation committee, your transportation committee and other committees, they performed extremely well right from the registration till the valedictory function. So I should appreciate that thing also. See, next is regarding the conference. The conference is very remarkable and unique in the sense that the title that you have selected is a very unique one. When you, as far as law is concerned, this is entirely a different area that you selected for this thing. Similarly, the themes that you have selected for the conference is somewhat is different. For example, the themes like sustainable shipping and blue economy, and it is a really very important area. Similarly, marine environment. Nobody is looking for that environmental issues, marine environmental issues. So you address that thing also, and climate resilience, maritime safety and security. So these are all very important areas that actually we should focus on. I should also appreciate for including this diverse topic also in your programs. Similar participants, I think you've got an excellent platform for interacting with the speakers, especially that international speakers with international repute. Moreover, I think our young dynamic students, you got an excellent opportunity to understand how an international seminar is being organized and implemented. So I think for that also I should congratulate the team. Once again, I congratulate all the people behind conducting this wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Architect Ganapati Kamath, Principal, Nehru College of Architecture, to address the gathering.
Respected dignitaries on the stage and off the stage, participants and my loving students. First and foremost, my heartfelt thanks to Law College. They have conducted this kind of program which really I had very minimal knowledge about this. In past 2 days, they totally immersed us in the ocean, which I was not knowing that. I heard right from first day of speech, the chief guest, he told, we have totally ignored one part because we are living on land. That's why we ignored the ocean. After that, he has told the importance of all this. Then I really understood. See, we have no one part. As an architect, we know more about land, but not more about the ocean. When we are seeing the students' research papers, even the students are more competent. They even jettison, why the jettison is, why the ballast water to balance the ship and all these matters they thought. Then they told the reason and how we could able to take the remedy for this. Finally, I thought this ocean has been called as Ratnakara. Ratnakara means to mining the gems and jewels, gems and pearls and all. But when I heard that economy, the trillions of economy we can exploit or we can encash from the voyage transit, then it is not required to go for mining. Only with the trades, it's a gateway of the trade of our India. And such a very useful area, our expertise is very much required. I am very much thankful to all the students, those who have presented the paper very well, and thanks for the Law College, such a wonderful opportunity you had given for us. And as Gunashekaran sir told, we need researchers. Definitely, if you see the papers, definitely sir, you will get some doctorates from our Law College. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Professor P.D. Sebastian, Professor, Nehru Academy of Law, to address the gathering.
Honorable Chairman, Krishna sir, H.N. Nagaraj, Jacob Joseph, K.A. Simon, Commander Anup, Dr. Kan Sukumaran, Gauri Madam, beloved Principal Soni Madam, Gunashekaran, respected faculty members, participants, my dear friends. 38 kilometers southwest of nautical miles in Cochin on May 25th, 2025, an incident has taken place. 38 nautical miles from southwest of Cochin, the incident has taken place where a ship carrying 640 containers went into the sea, leaving about 40 containers having hazardous substances. And we have experienced that many of the plastic canoes and all reaching the shore from Cape Comorin to Marmagoba. Such a vast area, and the danger that has caused is not decided. So this is maybe an accident. But what I find is the jettison principle and the container that is being used. Almost 99% of the container used in the shipping is water resistant, not waterproof. When it is water resistant, it may withstand for some time, and when it is a jettison take place, the ship will be throwing the containers to the sea, and when it falls to the sea, it will float for some time, and it may be carrying some dangerous substances, chemicals, and it will sink. And you will find that these containers, owners will not lose because there is a general average principle under the insurance. But the whole society is being affected. One here shows that there is a loss of 576 containers were lost in the sea during 2024, and the subtotal of 221 containers in 2023, and an average 10 years 1,274 containers have been thrown into the sea. And there is no follow-up that whether these have been recovered and what is the damage that is being caused to the sea as a result of these jettisons. So there is no international law that prescribes what is the standard of containers, what is the requirement of the maintenance of the containers. Some studies say that the container lifespan is from 10 to 15 years, and some there are 20. And when you find when the ship comes and landed, these containers are unloaded, they left it in the rain, sun, everything for months together. By the time it will get rested and it will be loaded and it will be taken. There is nobody to look into whether because the 95% of the international trade is going through these containers. And these containers are not being checked. And inevitably, of course, you will find if the ship is moving as a result of the Suez Canal incident, recent Israel war and all, you will find the ship is moving through the Cape of Good Hope. When the ship is moving through the Cape of Good Hope, the most dangerous sea, the dangerous part of the sea you will find is Cape of Good Hope. Of course, it is almost Suez Canal direct, you need to go roundabout Africa and all. And as a result of that, you will find jettison is common there. See, because at any time the climate can change, storm can occur, waves can come, ship will tilt, and the only way to save the remaining is throwing into the sea. And this is floating for a few days or a few months, and it will sink. The whole reason is it is not waterproof.
At least there should be a law that says that the hazardous substances, if it is carried by the sea, it should always be in a container which is waterproof. It should be capable of floating in the air, water, or even if sink under the deep sea, it should be there. So we need legislations. There should be an international understanding as far as the carrying, because every year hundreds and hundreds of containers are thrown to the sea, especially when after this Israel war and all, you will find most of the the ships are moving through the Cape of Good Hope. It causes two things. One is that the expenditure in running the ship, the roundabout. The second is that the sea is so dangerous that almost every ship has to go for jettisons. And this is to be looked into. And also you will find the India is fortunate and blessed with 11,098.9 kilometers of coastal line. But one advantage you will find, Indian coastline is 365 days usable. Whereas Canada has got more than 1,20,000 kilometers of coastal line. Not even 50% is usable because of the climatic conditions. Where you will find the water is turned to ice, and without breaking the ice, ships cannot move. There are certain areas in Canada where you will find almost 11 months it is unusable for the ships. Though they have got the 1 lakh or the kilometers of coastal line, here having got 11,000, we are more fortunate here. And one more thing, where you will find there is a need for change in the law with regard to the maritime use. We have already developed a lot of technology. The ship building, when I was a student of Cochin University, the shipping technology department was there. In those days, we used to go from law department to see that how this are designing. And the main thing is that the ship designing, and now because of the AI and all other facilities, developments, you will find ship designing is very easy now. Otherwise you will find just an architect you have to anticipate and manage how the balance is to be kept. Now itself you can find how is it. And allied with that, another problem is, when you come to the question of ballasting, you will find it is transporting the worst from one place to another. Even ballast water is used. Water that is collected from a contaminated place, contaminated part of the sea, and it is being discharged here. When discharged here, one thing you will find, you are bringing all those unwanted materials to our other countries. So even with regard to the ballast also there should be a rule. And earlier, American ships and all you will find for keeping ballast, they used to bring the rice, maize, oil, and when India was in a very critical condition where there was poverty, the American, maida, then American oil, then American rice, American maize, American meat, all those things were brought not out of the charity of America, but for the purpose of keeping the ballast, to keep the balance. Now you will find you are taking it more easier, and you take it as the easier way, and we are having told you that the water is there, and watertight compartment. Otherwise, water also is going to cause the tilting. So you will find compartmentalized water storing, resulting the quality of water that is being taken for ballast is not tested, and it is discharged without any quality result. So the law is of such a situation that there must be a universal understanding among the shipping nations, that what best can be done, because we are now depending upon the sea forming, and it is said that even if all resources left exhaust, sea will feed. Sea is capable of feeding the whole population, and if that is to be possible, you have to see that the sea is protected, and the earnest and the honest request to all my friends, see that it is our property and it is our challenge, and we will take it in the right spirit. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As a token of gratitude and appreciation, I request Dr. H.N. Nagaraja, Executive Director, Academics and Administration, NGI, to present our esteemed Chief Guest, Dr. Jacob Joseph, with a memento and a certificate of recognition. Sir, I kindly request you to honor our guest of honor, Professor Dr. K. A. Simon. I request you to honor Commander Anup Padman and present the certificate of recognition. I now invite Dr. R. Gauri, Director, Research, Accreditation and Ranking, to present our esteemed conference chair, Ms. Princey A.F., Assistant Professor, Al-Azhar Law College and former Research Assistant at the High Court of Kerala, with a memento and certificate. I request Madam to kindly present Ms. Shaini William with a memento and certificate. I kindly request Professor Dr. Jacob Joseph to award the certificate to session chairs, Professor Dr. Soni Vijayan, Principal, Nehru Academy of Law. I kindly request Professor Dr. Jacob Joseph to award the certificate to the session chairs, Professor Dr. Soni Vijayan, Principal, Nehru Academy of Law. To Professor P.D. Sebastian, Professor, Nehru Academy of Law. Sir, kindly present Dr. Subhash G. Prathodam, Professor, Nehru Academy of Law. Sir, I kindly request you to present the certificate to Dr. Sumesh R., Associate Professor, Nehru Academy of Law. To Ms. Manjari G.B., Assistant Professor, Nehru Academy of Law. On the successful completion of the International Maritime Conference, the students and staff of the institution take pride in honoring our principal, Professor Dr. Soni Vijayan, for the invaluable guidance and support of the Karnataka. I request Dr. Jacob Joseph and all the dignitaries and Dr. Gauri and Dr. H.N. Nagaraja to do the honors. Now please come forward. Give a big round of applause to Dr. Soni Vijayan. Now it is time for the distribution of certificates. And I request Dr. K.A. Simon to present the certificates to the participants who presented in the order. Anu Vijayan and Nivedya K. Gopi. Anu Vijayan M. and Nivedya K. Gopi. Sopernika PB, Christina John. Sopernika PB and Christina John. Aishwarya SP. Aishwarya SP. Nisha KK and Upendra Durgadas. Karishma K. Anushri TS. Dia Binoy Hibahana. Dia Binoy and Hibahana. Purnami S. and Jeffy Xavier. Purnami S. and Jeffy Xavier. Nitya TM, Reshma Remanan. Nitya TM and Reshma Remanan. I now request Dr. N. Gunashekaran to give away the certificate to Ritika Nair and Anila NM. Ritika Nair and Anila NM. To Mr. Rohit and Anu. Rohit and Anu. Advocate Adishri P. and Advocate Jinoy M. Danny. Advocate Adishri P. and Advocate Jinoy M. Danny. I think they are not here. So kindly present the certificate to Anjali Sia. Anjali Sia. To Mohammed Afnas. To Mohammed Afnas. Nia KM. Nia KM. I request Dr. Kana Subhamaran to give the certificate to Adarsh S. and Santosh Vishnu A. Adarsh S. and Santosh Vishnu A. Miss Shobhana T. and Upendra Durgadas. Miss Shobhana T. and Upendra Durgadas. Meghna and Ganga. Meghna and Ganga. Meghna and Ganga. Ashwin Krishna and Abhiram. Ashwin Krishna and Abhiram. To Hannah Salim. Participant Hannah Salim. Dr. Nursali. Thank you, dignitaries. Thank you. For the
May I now kindly request Professor Dr. Soni Vijayan, the Conference Chair and Principal of Nehru Academy of Law, to deliver the concluding address and formally bring the valedictory function to a close.
Good evening, everybody. I will just take 5 minutes maximum because I know it's winding up time. But this is not complete without addressing and recognizing the huge effort of my faculty members, students, and everybody involved in this conference. So I take this opportunity to do so. Most respected Chairman and Managing Trustee, Nehru Group of Institutions, Advocate Dr. P. Krishnadas, Chief Patron for this conference, CEO and Secretary, Nehru Group of Institutions, Dr. P. Krishna Kumar, respected President for this valedictory function, Professor Dr. H.N. Nagaraja, Executive Director, Academics and Administration, Nehru Group of Institutions, distinguished Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Jacob Joseph, Professor and Associate Dean for Postgraduate Studies, Savida Law School, Chennai, distinguished Guest of Honor, Professor Dr. K.A. Simon, Independent Director, Lakshadweep Development Corporation Limited, and Directors in the Albert's Institute of Maritime Training, Kochi, distinguished Guest of Honor, Lieutenant Commander Anup Padman P. He has just left in absentia. All other dignitaries on and off the dais, respected principals, respected Gauri ma'am, Director and respected principals of all sister concerns, dear faculty members, participants and my dear students. As we draw this remarkable conference to a close, I stand here with a heart full of gratitude and pride. That was totally a surprise for me. I don't have words and I'm deeply moved and I appreciate the love and gesture shown towards me. This is not my effort, it is our effort. I recognize it with a lot of pride. I dedicate this event. I heard that because my husband is a marine engineer and I'm so passionate about maritime law. Yes, 25 years of sailing, maybe initial years of sailing with him would have given me an exposure to the perils of ocean and the efforts that seafarers take for every nation still get unnoticed. But above that, there is one person I dedicate this event to, the cherished memory of my guru, my research guide and supervisor, late Professor Dr. A.M. Barki, a towering authority in maritime legal studies. He often reminded me, my students should excel in the maritime legal profession and create professionals for the nation. Today, I bow with deep respect before his memory, for his vision continues to inspire every step of my journey in legal academics. I bow before his memory. What began as a concept in my mind became a reality through the collective strength of NGI family. Our respected chairman, Advocate Dr. P. Krishnadas, and Chief Patron, Dr. P. Krishna Kumar, gave the final shape to this conference, while the unwavering encouragement of conference advisors, Professor Dr. Nagaraja sir and Dr. R. Gauri madam, and the supports of the heads of our sister institution stood as pillars at every step. Whenever I sought for a help, I was extended it wholeheartedly by all the principals. For the 3 days we occupied the JCET venue, all resources we utilized. Thank you, sir, for allotting us all help for that. And to Kana Sumaran sir also. Whenever I called for a help, he was always there. To Kamal sir, to Prabhakaran sir, the Arts College principal, I don't have words. You were there with me in each and every step. Then, to my faculty colleagues, conveners, co-conveners and coordinators, you face challenges moved with courage and professionalism, finding immediate solutions whenever needed. Your team spirit moved me deeply. To my students, especially My dear NAL media team, I salute you. From conceptualization to design, from screens and videos to brochures, templates, and a dedicated website, I have troubled you late nights, morning till evening. You have shown creativity, talent, and academic spirit of the highest order. Sean, Navaneet, Anand, Siddharth, Yadu, Prasid, Parni, Sandra, Sangeeta, Aditya, Raihan, Evans, Sangeet, Chetan, Arun. If I have left out any name, sorry for that. You make me proud as a teacher. To Dibish, Sumesh, Reshma, Manjari, Gayatri, Siddharth, Jinoy, Sallab, Daya, Rakhi, everybody, every one of my faculty member, I'm only naming a few, rest every one of my faculty members, I have no words of gratitude to express. My senior faculty members, Professor Dr. Sebastian, Professor Dr. Subhash and Advocate Unnikrishnan sir, a big thank you for all the support. We were together for the media also. I equally thank the NGI media team because it conceptualized as an event at law school, but it was taken out to much bigger level for outreach, publicity, for everything, to Sri Vikas Moteda sir and to Priya madam for coordinating between the different NGI organizations for their immense support. Now, we often forget the people behind the curtain, the unsung heroes, Umesh sir, Ajiv sir, above all Murli sir, our PRO, because he was here day and night, even today now. Prajesh sir, the MOC team led by Rajani madam, I have created a lot of confusions to you, changing the program schedules every now and then. Feel sorry for that. My dear LLM students, my dear student coordinators and many others who worked day and night to ensure the smooth contact. The success is yours as much as it is ours. Now, coming on, this conference also gained stature through the distinguished guest and knowledge partners. I am grateful to Professor Dr. S. Shantakumar, Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Maritime University, for readily agreeing to partner with us in knowledge and nominating his esteemed faculty member to be a part of this conference. Together with University DJ in Spain, United Maritime Law Chambers, the European Community of International Law and Gujarat Maritime University, this conference has become a success. We embrace this platform with global perspectives. A very special thanks to my dear friend, Professor Dr. Sanjeev Ruhal, the Nippon Foundation Chair at IMO Malta, for his unwavering support and enthusiasm, readily agreeing to speak at this conference and nominating great professional to speak at this conference. We were privileged to address and inspired by a galaxy of eminent experts whose presence has given this conference a unique academic distinction. Because it happened in 3 venues, you may not be having an idea of who all participated. To name, former Vice Admiral G. Ashok Kumar, National Maritime Coordinator, Professor Dr. Sanjeev Ruhal, the Nippon Chair at IMO Malta, Professor Dr. Abhay Singh Thakur, Director, School of Maritime Policy and Administration, Gujarat Maritime University, Senior Deputy Director General of Shipping, Captain Anish Joseph, Deputy Director General of Shipping from Cochin, Sri Shritesh Ranjan, Sri N.M. Panikesar, Founder and MD, Expert United Marine Services UAE, and Honorary Trade Commissioner, Brunei Darussalam, India Commonwealth Trade Council, Sri Jitendra Kinattingara, former Corporate Head, Adani Vinyam Port and Special Officer, Adani Organizations Kerala, Professor Dr. Binimol K, Director, School of Legal Studies, Commandant Asha Dahia, Indian Coast Guard, Lieutenant Commander Kofi Anposha Dudu from Ghana Navy, Dr. Arunachalam Kashi, Practicing Barrister from London, Dr. Rabia Rabe Thamsamani, my dear friend and postdoctoral fellow from University DJ in Spain, Commandant Anu Patman from Indian Navy, Professor Dr. Jacob Joseph, my well-wisher, my friend, and always a mentor, here with us today, Professor Dr. Julia Constantino Chagaslassa, who is my friend and professor from Essex Law School, UK, Professor Dr. Pallab Das, my dear friend and Dean of St. Julian University, Odisha, Professor Dr. Gifty Uman, Professor Christ School of Law, Bangalore, Sri Rekil Sukeshan, LLM candidate, my dear student, at Swansea Maritime University, UK. These are the names of the resource persons who gave us technical sessions on all the 3 days. Thank you, sir. With contributions and papers from across India and the world, this conference has undoubtedly been a grand academic success. It has fostered deep discourse on maritime law, ocean governance and sustainable shipping, exploring both the contours and intricacies of this vital field. A very special moment of thanks due to all the paper presentators and the external experts who chaired the sessions. Professor Dr. Sonia K. Das, Principal, Government Law College, Thrissur, Professor Dr. Lini Priya Vasavan, Professor Dr. Surya K.S., and the people from the respected professors from Al-Azhar Law College who have joined us today on this occasion, and many more. On behalf of Nehru Academy of Law, I express our profound gratitude to every single person who made this success possible. Together, we have not only hosted a conference, but created an academic milestone that will resonate in the field of maritime legal studies for years to come. Thank you all.
Thank you. Ma'am, we left out the coordinators. We didn't give them the certificates. I think we should be recognizing them. So
they are the most important.
Yes, I request you to kindly give the certificates to Navneet K, Sandra S. Ulikan, Sean Santosh, Sandra S. Unitan, Sean Santosh, Shahjah Khan, Aditya MS, Siddharth N.A., Shahjah Khan, Mohammad Rehan, Evina, Arun Raj, Aditya MS, Siddharth N.A., Mohammad Rehan, Evina, Arun Raj, thank you, dignitaries. That was really kind of you. I now request.
Just a second, the screen is made by my students.
Oh, good.
Thank you. I now request Deepesh C, Conference Convener and Assistant Professor, to join us on stage and share his conference remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, we missed one of our coordinator, Arun, who was always with me to support. So I think Tony ma'am, please to give him the certificate. Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, esteemed speakers, distinguished delegates, dear colleagues and dear students. As we come to the close of this 3-day International Maritime Conference, it is immense pride and gratitude that I stand before you to present the conference remarks. Over these 3 days, we have witnessed a truly enriching journey, one that combined academic depth, professional insight, global perspective on some of the most pressing maritime challenges of our times, from sustainable shipping, blue economy, maritime labor, marine environment, climate, resilience, enforcement, compliance, dispute resolution, to maritime safety and security. Every session has expanded our understanding and inspired fresh approaches. the conference brought together a diverse galaxy of experts, distinguished academicians, legal practitioners, industrial leaders, defense personnel, and young researchers. Their wisdom and research have not only enlightened us but also reminded us the responsibility of collective sharing in shaping the future of marine law, policy, and security. A special word of appreciation must go to the paper presenters, many of whom are young scholars who have infused this conference with originality and fresh perspective. Your contributions reaffirms that future of our maritime law is in committed hands. A conference is never the effort of one individual. It is a collective commitment of many. To my colleagues, our student volunteers, and the entire NGI team and family, thank you for your tireless efforts behind the scene. As we conclude, let us remind that the conference is not an end, but rather a beginning, a call to action to carry forward the knowledge we gained, to build stronger collaborations, and to ensure that the marine law continues to serve the ideas of sustainability, security, and justice. With this note of hope and responsibility, I once again thank each and every one of you for the participation and contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let's warmly welcome Valedictory Krishnan, Assistant Professor, Nehru Academy of Law, to the stage to offer the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to everyone, respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, faculty members, and dear students. As we come to the end of the International Maritime Conference, NALIMC 2025, it is both my honor and privilege to stand before you and propose the vote of thanks and the valedictory session. First and foremost, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to Advocate Dr. P. Krishnadas, Honorary Trade Commissioner, Mauritius, India, Chancellor of P.K. Das deemed to be University, and Chairman and Managing Trustee of Nehru Group of Institutions. Though he could not be present with us today, his visionary leadership and constant support have always been a source of strength and guidance for us. I extend heartfelt gratitude to our Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Jacob Joseph, Associate Dean and Professor, Postgraduate Studies, Savita School of Law, Chennai. Sir, your gracious presence and inspiring words have truly enriched this session. Thank you, sir. We are honored to have Professor Dr. K. Simon with us today as our guest of honor. A renowned maritime expert, he has served in the Shipping Corporation of India and the central government's Mercantile Marine Department, reaching the position of Deputy Chief Surveyor cum Senior Deputy Director General. Thank you, sir. I also place and record of sincere thanks to our guest of honor, Commander Anu Patman, Directing Staff, Maritime Warfare Center, Cochin. Your valuable messages and motivating presence throughout these 3 days have added a special touch to this program. Thank you, sir. And special note of appreciation goes to our presiding dignitary, Professor Dr. H.N. Nagaraja, Executive Director, Academics and Administration, Nehru Group of Institutions, for your committed leadership, constant encouragement, and presidential address that inspired us all. Thank you, sir. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. P. Krishnakumar, Pro-Chancellor of P.K. Das deemed to be University and CEO and Secretary of Nehru Group of Institutions in his absentia. His encouragement and valuable guidance have played a vital role in making this international conference a success. I also wish to express my heartfelt thanks to our beloved Principal, Professor Dr. Soni Vijayan, Conference Chair and Principal, Nehru Academy of Law, for her constant guidance and inspiring concluding remarks. It was her vision to host this International Maritime Conference, and under her dynamic leadership that this vision has transformed into a remarkable reality. Her dedication and foresight have been the strong pillars behind the success of NALIMC 2025. Thank you, ma'am. I also extend my gratitude to Advocate A.P. Unnikrishnan, Legal Advisor, Nehru Academy of Law, for delivering the welcome address with grace and setting the right tone for this function. Thank you, sir. We are grateful to all distinguished personalities who delivered felicitations today. Professor Dr. Rad Gauri, Director Research Accreditations and Ranking, Nehru Group of Institution. Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Kanal Sukumaran, Director of Management Studies. Professor Dr. N. Kulashekaran, Principal of Jawaharlal College of Engineering and Technology. Professor Dr. K.G. Ajit Kumar, Principal, P.K. Das Liberal College of Arts and Science. Mr. Ganapati Kammar, Principal, Nehru College of Architecture. Mr. Prabhakaran, Training Manager, Jawaharlal Aviation Institute. Professor Dr. P.D. Sebastian, Nehru Academy of Law. Your thoughtful words of encouragement have been a great source of inspiration. I also wish to place on record my thanks to our AM, Mr. Umesh, and our PRO, Mr. Murali, along with the faculty members from our sister concerned institutions, Dr. Sujesh, Mr. Rijo James, Mr. Fawaz, Mr. Baburaj, Mr. Mustafa, Mr. Vaishal, Mr. Pramod, Mr. James, and Ms. Janani, and Mr. Prajesh. I also extend my sincere gratitude to Dr. Subhash G. Platotam, Professor, Nehru Academy of Law, for his valuable support and guidance throughout this conference. Thank you, sir. And my heartfelt gratitude to all resource persons, chairpersons, and dignitaries for their valuable contributions and for making this conference a success. My gratitude also goes to Dr. Sumesh, IQAC Coordinator, for his contributions towards the effective planning and execution of this event. Special appreciation to Mr. Dinesh, Assistant Professor and Conference Convener, whose tireless efforts, dedication and constant presence behind the scenes have been the driving force that made this international seminar a grand success. Thank you, sir. I further extend my gratitude to Ms. Manjari GB, Academic Coordinator, Nehru Academy of Law, for her capital involvement and support in the successful organization of NALIMC 2025. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my sincere thanks to the head of this concerned institution of the Nehru Group of Institutions, as well as the faculty coordinators from these institutions for their encouragement and valuable support. Finally, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the conveners, co-conveners, faculty members, student conveners, faculty coordinators, volunteers, and the stars of the event, the presenters and participants from our college, as well as from various institutions. Your cooperation, enthusiasm, and commitment have truly made NALIMC 2025 a grand success. A special word of appreciation also goes to Masters of Ceremony, Ms. Rajani and Ms. Anu, for their wonderful coordination, and the technical team whose seamless execution has ensured the smooth conduct of the sessions. On behalf of Nehru Academy of Law and on my own behalf, I once again express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you who made this journey meaningful and memorable. Thank you.
Please wait for the national anthem.
Please wait for the dignitaries to go. Kindly make way for the dignitaries to go.
Thank you, sir. Fully for the thank you, sir.
പള്ളി ആ ജംഗ്ഷനിലാണ്. ഇവിടെ ജംഗ്ഷനിൽ എത്തുന്നത് ആ പാലം കഴിഞ്ഞ 50 മീറ്റർ ലെഫ്റ്റ് സൈഡിൽ നിന്ന് കാണാം കേട്ടോ. അതെ കോട്ടയിലാണ്. മലമ്പുഴ മലമ്പുഴ അവിടെ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഞാൻ അവിടെ എത്തി വേണ്ടി അവിടെ നേരെ ഷോപ്പിലാണ് അതായത് ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ സ്ക്രീനുണ്ട് ഉണ്ട്. അതപ്പോൾ സൈഡിൽ തന്നെ കെട്ടിവെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് ടയറൊക്കെ. ഇതിൽ അവിടെ സെക്രട്ടറി എന്നോട് തന്ന വാങ്ങി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ പൈസ ഒന്നും വാങ്ങിച്ചില്ല. പറഞ്ഞിട്ട്